Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horror review. It's been a while since I've done a movie review of my own. Lately, if you've noticed, last couple of weeks I've always had somebody on with me, Dale or Steve or part of Pal, or been playing a lot of games. So it's been a while. I'm having a great time, by the way. Great having folks on chatting, talking about things we love, been discussing a lot of movies that are fun and the ins and outs. So I thought it's may as well keep up and do one on my own, and then I chose this movie for some reason. Um, yeah, so there's a bit of chatter. I'd seen it come up. Oh yeah, watch this or blah blah blah. Thought why not? I think it just got dropped in Shutter. That's why people are talking about it. But I thought, okay, right, cue it up. I think queued up about a week ago or something. Just to do something today. But yeah, got to watch it today, and holy shit, this is bad. This is an hour 40 minutes, 1 hour 43 minutes or something. It's freaking ridiculous, the length of this, and I mean, you feel every second. It is a slog. God, I was trying to stay awake. It's right. So, what's the premise of the story? So we'll go to that. Friggin' a family loses their young daughter in a tragic drowning. Well, good thing I got that right. Moves to Savannah, which is somewhere, only to be haunted by her presence in the new home. That's not the story at all. I don't get an explanation what the actual story is. Start off. This is supposed to be based on a true story. Don't know if it is or a fake one or what. I didn't really care because I'm not into that sort of stuff. But we'll start off with interviews. Before even the movie starts, we'll cut to these like really crisp interviews of somebody saying how they heard stuff in the house and their dad went up with a gun and there's nothing there. And I'm getting the impression they're trying to do like a Blair Witch thing. I don't know if it's real or not. Like I said, I don't care. We used to see a lot of this stuff in the 80s and 90s, like American TV shows. Oh, I'm getting haunted, and we used to laugh at it. For some reason, the world seems to take this thing seriously. We used to laugh at all these people because it's people getting on TV. Let's be honest. It's folks just getting their 5 minutes of fame, and they'll make up any shit they can. And yeah, one that really annoyed me was the Skinwalker Ranch, because I suspect that they harm dogs to get fucking likes and views and attention, and if that's the case, they deserve anything that happens to them. It's amazing how far people go just to get a bit of attention. If that makes sense. I mean, you could be a sad get with a YouTube channel as well, but hey ho. No, but honestly, there's this whole culture over there, and you can sort of see it over here too, with like daytime TV and that, and sort of crappy talk shows and stuff. We'll just get these fucking morons on, and it's painful to watch. But we'll start this off. It's possible they're real or not. I don't care, but it takes me out of it straight away. I'm like, whoa, because normally do all that stuff at the end. To start off with this, and I think they're trying to hammer home this really happened. Oh, this really, when they start doing that, like instantly suspicious and going, nah, not interested. But I challenged the show, agreed to watch the bloody thing. If it hadn't been for a stream, I'd have just flicked off at that point and went, nah. I'm gonna start off. We've got the family driving to their new home. The Rancourt family. So you've got Eric and Rachel, that's the mother and father, and then you have April and Andrew, the kids. And it's out of a box, creepy kid, sulky teenager, the idealistic, who buys a house and just moves their family there, and they haven't even been part of the process or seen it. I've never, is that an American thing? Because I know here, at least, if it's usually a joint decision, especially to move far, because these guys have moved from California to Savannah, wherever that is. Where is Savannah? It's like south or something. Georgia. Okay. Wherever the hell. Where's Georgia? Georgia's south. Carolina. Where's that? Let's scroll you out. Near Florida. All right. So the legit moved. Yeah. So legit moved to the other side of the country. That's not a small thing to just drop. And it seems like the father's seen this house and been part of it. He's some sort of architect thing. And yeah, some sort of artsy whatever. Oh, there's another one. Welcome to you doing your thing. Playing a game. I suppose I'll whack your channel on actually while I'm doing this. Actually, do you know what? Having your channel on in the background while I'm doing that might not be a bad thing. Even keep the sound down because this is. Oh, you doing the case? Was that a? Make sure that's muted. Oh, the Dialf, he ran that for you guys as well. He hasn't uploaded. Yeah, so you've got the video. You've uploaded to your channel. By the time Dialf gets around to uploading the hymns, he'll probably get to see it. Yeah. Okay. See that story that you're running? That is friggin' 100 times better written than this piece of shit. Let's just put that there. God, it's and you can hear me afterwards, obviously, but this is bad, and it's I mean, they've went into the cliche box, and they've pulled all the shiny cliches out. So you've got the typical, we're just moving to a new house and know nothing about it, without consulting the family. And he's all, this is gonna be fantastic, and opening the, it's dusty. That's fucking the Rachel character annoys the hell out of me. She is a pointless character. I mean, there is more charisma and there's more style in a wooden plank than this character. I mean, it's a bad character. I don't know the actress. Don't know if it's her fault. Don't know if it's just the character she's given. But this character is awful. She's like, it's dusty. And you're like, you can't be a house that's been left for X number of years. And then she's like, oh, I don't like this, don't like that. And you're like, okay, why weren't you part of the process to talk about it? I don't get this. Just moving, and we're getting the impression that they've got problems and a family tragedy. So you don't like make a massive life decision like that with a family normally. Never mind being a family that's had a tragedy without everybody being involved. And at least you're telling me that not once can they have jumped on a flight at the weekend and had the estate agent show them the house. So they had an idea that, once again, it's just, we've seen this played out in bad movies before, and it's terrible. It's lazy fucking writing. It's just hack writing for a story, and it bores me because it's been done 100 times the same way, and they're trying to set up a bit of angst. But the thing is, 5 minutes later, that's all gone. After that first scene, and this is one thing I've noticed about this film, there's these scenes that they insert to either create a social narrative, talk about part of the plot, and whatever, and then all that tension and it disappears in the next scene. So it's so disjointed. Hang on, I will just type a wee message as well. Yeah, so that's what you've got. You've got all these disjointed scenes, which takes away, because I don't believe this guy. I don't believe William Mark McCullough. He plays the big bad in this as well. I I don't believe people, I guess, believe what they're saying. I think they're just cliches. They're just catchphrases now, because they think that's what'll get them views, and it'll gloss over a shit plot and bad storytelling. My second warning was fucking drone shot. So they do like the first scene, and then next thing you get your generic drone shot, which is just, if you see that drone shot in a horror movie, just give up. Right? Because they do the drone shot over a location and they play the spooky music, you're dealing with hacks. That's the pattern I'm seeing now. So if it's at the beginning, or close to the beginning, you see them relying on the drone shot, and that you're just like, nah, and nope, out of the movie. It doesn't add anything. What they're doing is filling time with a toy to, supposedly create impact, and it's crap. Because at the end of the day, it's not the location's frightening; it's the particular house. Everyone else is living a normal life, and it's supposed to be, whatever. Yeah, God, I was hoping Wikipedia would have the plot laid out so I could sort of keep up to date, because I don't lie, I wigged out. I wigged in and out of this. I'm just like struggling. Do you know when you're picking up your phone and you're like, no, don't start playing a game or something, because you're going to just like zone out through this movie. So I'm like fighting with myself to keep doing this. Oh my God, what have I got now? They're doing that. They're having dinner, and right. This is another thing about Rachel's character, because they're at breakfast the next morning, and she's all like, I'm so sorry, you can't have blueberry pancakes because I haven't unpacked the kitchen yet. What is it about Yanks and fucking pancakes as if they're like a fucking gourmet meal? If you wanna impress people, do a fucking champagne breakfast, or fucking quail's eggs and fucking toast, and ringlets and toast or something. But for some reason, and most Americans don't even use flour and eggs. That fucking open the packet and add milk. It's, they may as well just fucking buy them. But that's their thing. And yeah, give me somebody that does a fry up any day. I'm not a fry up in ages. Actually, I'm trying to behave myself. Look, I'm down to 3 chins. I've stopped with the booze, and I've stopped with the fry ups, and I'm trying to cut down on takeaways. But it's hard because I'm sitting about the house at the moment, biffed up. So I'm like, that boredom comes in. I'm trying to talk about anything about this movie, by the way, because it's freaking shocking. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Oh, blueberry pancakes. And then it turns out he takes him, what's his name? Eric takes the kids to school. So she's not even, what do the Yanks call it? A soccer mom, you know what I mean? She's not even one of those. She just sits in the house. She doesn't really have any investment. I thought she was a designer or something, but she's not. She's just an entity that hangs about the house. If this is based on a real story, I don't know about the person, but this portrayal of her is not complimentary, if that's the case. Really not. And then we get the random scene of April, the teenage girl, crying on her bed. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because it's never explored. It's hinted at, etc., but we don't actually know what happens, because why bother having a plot? And when the reveal comes later on, that things aren't what they're meant to be, then this all makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But say la vie. Anyway, this slogs on. We see the kids at school, and then what's the wee kid's name again? Andrew. He becomes creepy kid, makes some statement in the back of the car, blah blah. Oh, we should pray or something, something weird like that. To do the creepy kid thing. And he's made. Oh, I made a friend. That was what it was. I made a friend. Oh yeah, right, okay. Freaking cliche number 2. He's the one that sees the ghost. Yeah, whatever. This movie takes so long to go anywhere. I mean, It's painfully slow. And it's not even, it doesn't even have the decency to use jump scares. This is so slow that you see the jump scare coming. It's like you see the train coming like 2 miles down the track, and you've more than enough time just to step out of the way. This is how slow paced and ridiculous these jump scares are. Absolutely shocking. What do we do next? Eric meets his colleague, friend called James, which is weird because James introduces himself. You finally arrived, Eric, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, James, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, Eric Ravencourt. It's like, the guy just told you by your name. He knows who you are. What the fuck are you doing? Introduce yourself. So, this is basic fucking dialogue and scripts that you're just like, man, he knows who you are. He just fucking called you by your name. Why are you answering by introducing yourself formally by your first name? Oh, it's like, oh, right, don't have the pleasure. Thanks, good to meet you. This is how bad it is. But I think they're setting up, because once again, this is cliche ridden as hell. So they're wanting to do the patriarchy, they want to do racism, and they want to do gay stuff. And I don't mean that disparagingly. I just mean this is disingenuous shite, which is just thrown in there because they have to tick boxes. There's no genuine emotion. They're just saying it for the sake of saying it. Fucking wooden plank characters. But then Eric rings Rachel, goes, oh, by the way, no, this is later on. Sorry, a wee bit later on. Fucking hell, it's hard to keep up with this, but it's like within a day of meeting this guy, he's like, oh, right, come over for dinner, as if what you're doing tonight. And James makes it as if just sitting home. He's got a wife, stuff, you know what I mean? So you'd think he would ring her and go, honey, what about, you know what I mean? Eric just decides they're having dinner together, and he rings up Rachel, who's in the middle of unpacking her house. Now, the timeline in this as well is messed up, so I'm getting the impression that some time has passed, because they almost have as if they've arrived the same day and the kids are starting school the next morning and he's starting his job like the next morning, and you're like, who the hell does that? You move in on the Friday, you have the weekend to shake yourself out, you move in and you're on a week's leave before, by the time you get registered with schools and stuff. I don't know. It's like they're just arriving and everything, was in place. Also, how the hell do you get kids and stuff registered for school without speaking to them and stuff first, or letting the kids stay at school? It's just weird the way they set this up. As if, all right, we're just moving from here to here. Oh, I just bought a house, as if he went and bought a chocolate bar. There's legal shit and stuff that goes on and all that, and it doesn't take 5 minutes. So you're telling me in like the 3 months or whatever it takes to buy a house, and that's not even taking into effect if that's if everything goes smoothly, because you got to get it valued and all, but legally, there's all stuff that goes on. It takes time. So you're telling me in that time they haven't been over there and stuff. So it doesn't make sense. And the fact that they just jump into school straight away, well, they normally have to speak to the school, so somebody would have to go and speak to the school. You're telling me that Eric has done this while in a full-time job when Rachel doesn't work, which is, hammered home in this movie. She's a stay-at-home housewife, but doesn't actually do any stay-at-home housewifing. I don't know. It's weird. And once again, it's if somebody wants to be a stay-at-home housewife, it's entirely their choice. But do duty or stay at home. If one partner decides to stay at home, fucking do the job. Just sitting around moping is weird, or not having anything. Like, the kids are old enough, so not exactly mind them. So you need something in your life. You can't just sit there. Should be an artistic outlet or a hobby or something. It's just weird the way they've set this up. But the point I'm trying to make is, in a roundabout way, because this hurts my brain, this movie, watching it, it's the patriarchy, the wife, make dinner, we're having a dinner party, make food, and that's the way it's brought across, which is weird, because to do that 1 second, like I said, to make a point, and then those two are lovey-dovey the next. So they're telling like a weird sort of like contradictory story with the acting and stuff. It's just it's bad. But we meet James and Vanessa, and this has to be the worst. It's supposed to be a dinner party, and just inviting people over for dinner. Could you do that when you've just moved in and everything's a shit state? You don't wait for, but or even better still, fucking order in takeaway. I mean, you want to come on over, order in a freaking pizza or something, and just if it's just to say hello, you don't have to have like a formal dinner. So they're trying to set something up to say it's a patriarchy, because when you have Vanessa's she's trying to be a plot device. Her grandmother came from West Africa, they brought voodoo with them, which I need to check because I'm not 100% sure. Is voodoo actually from West Africa? I thought it was from the Caribbean. Is voodoo from West African? Freaking Googles it. Present day Nigeria and Benin and Togo. It's from Haiti, right? Which I do not believe. Oh, it is, right. So it's a form of voodoo, right? So it's not voodoo itself. I think voodoo, right. I don't want to start in a segment here, but I think they've just used the word voodoo because it's an easy word and they haven't bothered doing any research. I've seen a few variations there already, just one Google search, and I haven't even clicked on anything. For flip's sake. So they've just stuck voodoo in because, cliche. As I said, they went into the cliche box, rummage. Here's another one. But she's trying to bring it. And she's saying that... God, what is she saying? Her grandmother taught her, or is it her mother? She said her mother, but her grandmother arrives. They do weird. They mix up mother and grandmother, and one of them gets left out. And then I think she talked about her mother, but the grandmother is a character that randomly appears later on. So they even mess that bit up. But you've got James belittling her at the dinner table. And the thing is, this is so shoehorned in. The dialogue in this is so clunky and bad. You're cringing watching it. So she's trying to shoehorn the fact in that she's her family are voodoo priests. Therefore, they've got a connect. They can do stuff. You know what I mean? It's a bit like Poltergeist, spiritualist. You know what I mean? They're trying to shoehorn that in without actually doing it. It's a freaking plot device. It's done so awkwardly. But then they're trying. Both James is dismissive of Vanessa, and Eric is dismissive of Rachel, who's like, "Oh, I believe it." So they're trying to make it as, women be quiet. It's fucking stupid. You don't marry someone who has a fundamental different belief system than you. And I don't just mean religiously, and it doesn't work. These are button heads the whole time. You have to have that commonality. So if somebody's stringently opposed to what you believe in, they're not a partner. So, and that's what the friggin' modern day filmmakers are trying to say, that, everyone's compatible and everyone's all happy clappy. No, you're not. There's a reason we'll have tribes, and there's a reason we'll have interest groups. There's a reason that we feel connection to other people. We'll have to be on the same wavelength. Now, it doesn't take much. You need to be 40% on the same wavelength to at least have a friendship. You need that commonality. To go more, you need to be traveling along the same path. You don't have to be clones of each other, but you have to have at least 60-70% you're traveling down the same path, or all you're going to do is butt heads with each other. It's a recipe for disaster, and you're seeing it played out in this. And the thing is, once again, I don't believe this guy believes in what he's saying or what he's trying to preach. I think he's just shoving it in because he's a shit writer. And it's bad. And then Eric asks James, "Oh, I believe you had a colourful past." "Well, I'm black." Like, yeah, I've got fucking eyes, mate. And that wasn't what he was asking. And he's instantly, "Oh, I didn't mean like that." And you're like, what the fuck is this? just very disingenuous. And it's such an American thing anyway. Fucking Americans, like they're cringeworthy at times when they're very two-dimensional. And yeah, you could believe that conversation because that's all maybe somebody has to say about them. But he was trying to reference something else, but then that got overshadowed because they then jumped into the Vanessa and said about being clunky dialogue because that read the conversation never got finished. And then it jumped in this because it was a plot device. And then it ended, and then she's outside saying, I don't want to go back to the house. You know, trying to make it, oh, I've got creepy vibes. And then the weird thing is, you see the freaking hand waving at the window. They keep inserting this wee girl in, who's supposed to be a doll. I forgot that, but yeah, we found a doll. Yeah, it's a creepy doll. The fucking cliche box, rummy drummage. Creepy doll. Poof. Throw that in too. You see the hand in the window waving, like, and it's not even a blink and you miss it. It's the fucking full minute of a hand doing that. And then Andrew's nose starts to bleed. And then he goes, I think he made her angry. And, you know, it's all just brushed over. Because, yeah, he's always talked like this. He's fucking daft. I'm going to have to cut this short because I'll give myself a fucking headache reviewing this. Yeah, creepy doll gets taken out and thrown in the bin about 3 times, appears back in. Another cliche thrown in there. We get the patriarchy thrown in there just for the sake of it, because why not? Just to throw in the fact that, oh, my next character who's connected to me, the tenuous link's going to visit you, but doesn't actually do anything. Okay. Then a load of crap happens. It just freaking meanders along. We see April. They do this weird thing. You have this character, Lilith, appear. I think she says her name, but she just randomly appears. April's in the back. So also, they allegedly had a tragedy where, but I read it in the description, or Alice drowned. Their youngest twin of Andrew drowned in a pool. So why would Eric pick a house that has a pool in it? And by the way, the pool's it's all covered in leaves and stuff and fucking but we have this character, Lilith, appears, and she looks like Daisy Duke. Like that's the kind of she's got the Georgia accent. She may as well just have the, what do you call that, the Confederate flag on her jeans, or what was it she wore? Yeah, like jeans or hot pants with a Confederate flag. She may as well have that. She was basically a rip off of Daisy Duke, but she easily just turns up in somebody's garden and then starts hitting on Alice. No, April. Alice is the creepy kid. And of course, April falls in love with her and blah, 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 because you got to get that in. And they spend half the movie in this because this director has nothing to say in terms of plot. So he spends there's about 20, 30 minutes just in their love affair, and it's really awkward. And if you don't know Lilith as a bad character, an evil character, I don't know what to tell you. Like, another cliche of, oh, I'm random hot chick that comes in and starts hitting on you immediately and stuff and being sultry. Yeah. Oh, there's Chris on. Good to see you, man. Just saying, it's weird doing one of these on my own because I've had you guys on for the last few streams, and I think it's the first movie review I've done on my own in like a week and more than a week, about 2 weeks, 2/3 weeks maybe. And I've picked the worst movie possible. It's awful. Yeah, you have Lilith here. And if the name doesn't give you a clue, I don't know what to tell you. So that happens. And then April randomly becomes a popular girl in school, talking and stuff. So her whole thing about her friends being back home and stuff, that all gets forgotten. And then she goes back to it again because, oh, by the way, Lilith doesn't go to school. Yeah, she doesn't go to school. So there's not a red flag at all. No. Oh, right. Random girl shows up, doesn't seem to live anywhere. I live around, not I live over there or whatever else. No, I live around and I don't go to school. And yeah, okay, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. That's what we can describe the next half an hour or so in this movie. Blah, 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 blah. We'll have Rachel in therapy. Blah, 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 blah. Cliche, open the cliche box. Oh, there's no one. Dunk. Oh, Rachel's in therapy. Yay. And the doctor, who's a therapist and then becomes a psychiatrist, like later on in the movie. Don't worry about it. Just take your brain. If you're going to watch this movie, just take your brain out, put it somewhere safe, and just sit there with the popcorn and go, In fact, yeah, because you'll take your brain out, so the popcorn will just sit in your mouth. You just go, as you watch this movie, because fuck, it's painful. Yeah. So have that going on. Blah, 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 more blah, blah, and stuff. Then we'll have the grandmother appear. Yeah, Vanessa's grandmother, Josephine, who didn't get mentioned because I'm pretty sure now Vanessa said her mother. But Josephine says she's her grandmother, so crack on with that. She randomly appears at Eric's work. No, in fact, Vanessa appears again at Eric's work. So they're working this house, and I mean, they're both sitting at this table and thing, and they're redoing the house up. Do you know, I do need a gimmick. I don't know if it's too late now to throw one in. That's the problem. I'm too late down this podcast journey to like throw in a random gimmick to do weird stuff. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him well. The most overused line in Shakespeare ever. I'm not a massive Shakespeare fan. Because I had to do friggin' Romeo and Juliet for English Lit, and I hate that story. I didn't mind not doing Cleopatra. Didn't mind that one. That was all right. And Midsummer's Tale, Midwinter's Tale. One of the Three Witches, Hubble Bubble, Toil and Trouble, and all that. That's all. I need to read that one again. Anyway, I digress. But it's better than talking about this movie, to be honest. Just talking random stuff. Me talking random stuff in front of a camera is better than actually having to describe what's going on in this movie, because, oh my God. Right, yeah, so Vanessa turns up at Eric's work, and of course she's like, what are you doing here? Why are you disturbing me? That's fucking just cliche as ever. I gotta warn you, stay out of the basement. We don't have a basement. They're going to have a basement. Come on. They've mentioned the basement about 6 times at this point, randomly. So the place has a basement. It's a hidden basement. Come on. Fucking, oh, maybe we have a basement. You know, whatever. Rachel starts having dreams, and so does Andrew, and the doll keeps reappearing. And whisper, whisper, and then we have William Mark McCullough, the director, plays a character called William in this. That should tell you everything you need to know about the creativity of this guy. And this is, friggin' your typical Southern racist type, just rummage, cliche box. Yep. Oh, here we go. Thank. Fucking, yeah, whatever. Stuff like that happens. Then we get the whole story that this was originally a plantation house, and terrible things were done to the slaves who revolted, and then the house was burned down, and now got this other house on top of it, and evil things lurk, and yada, yada, yada. There we go. Traumatic event, haunted house, evil spirits, gateway to hell. Like, he's just, honestly, let's get the cliche box. That's what maybe you should do. You should get a cliche box. Right. Everyone, anyone who watches this after, because don't put it in the chat, because the chat will, I'll have to go back through it. Wait till the video ends, and then put it in the comments, and then I can review it. Tell me all the horror cliches, and we'll build a cliche box, and I'll just do wee figures, and I'll be like, we'll do something weird like that. That'll just give me an excuse to buy more toys. Everybody wins. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have the cliche box, and it'll be like a wee velvet. It'll be something daft anyway. We'll do all the horror cliches or story tropes. So now we've got the setup. This was built, blah, blah, blah. Now, you would think this guy's supposed to be an architect and stuff, and you would think that a survey being done in the house, including structural integrity, because you don't buy a house, say, for example, if it's on a sinkhole or maybe built over an open pit leading into hell, as in, oh, right, not there's a basement down there, either open it up or fill it in, sort of thing, just to make you aware, whatever. You'd think they mentioned that the property had a graveyard on it as well. Oh, they're not. Think there's the graveyard, because obviously the ghosts have to live somewhere. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted trying to wrap my brain around and actually make logical sense of this film. Genuinely hurting myself here. This goes on, so we start getting spooky wooky stuff, scares, and it turns out that Alice is an entity of some sort. We think she might be the daughter Alice, but then she's dressed completely different, like different period clothing, so we kind of know that she isn't. So that didn't work. No pictures, like what was it? The therapist suggested that the find a little space with Alice's old stuff. And what does she do? She converts an entire bedroom with an oil painting, like an old style oil painting with the cobwebs still on from the house. So we don't think that's maybe her daughter. Put it like that. And if you do, I don't know what to tell you. if you're believing the twist in this thing, I'm sorry for you. I genuinely am. I don't know what to do to help you. God, it's whatever. You have this weird scene where Lilith takes April to the graveyard because she wants to do it in the graveyard, and April says no, and she falls out, and then April falls apart. That was a whole weird thing. Yeah, whatever. That was just fucking cliche as hell. Things progress. We see Rachel becoming more distant and like gibbering, and even April says to her dad she's doing the thing again. Here's where the whole premise, like this has been, it's sort of, and that's why it's twisted much. None of the family are reacting the same way as she is to the supposed death of a sibling. In fact, the rest of the family seem to be pretty normal, and what they're reacting to is her acting a certain way. So we're beginning to think she's a bit unhinged. Therefore, it's so obvious because nobody else mentions anything, not even Andrew, the wee kid, who you think would speak up first. In fact, he's whispering what she says, and then you have this weird thing where she thinks you see Andrew push Alice into a lake, and she jumps and just gets. It's fucking painful. It really is. Let's skip along happily and pretend there's a plot happening because it doesn't. And and if you don't know William's a bad guy. And if you don't know Lilith's a bad guy, and if you don't know Alice is a bad guy, well, I can't help you. Sorry. Rachel's found standing over Andrew's bed, and she has a knife in her hand. He guides her back. They may have clocked around the back of the head. Stand over the kid's bed with a knife and be like, doof, you crazy bastard, and haul her straight up. You know what I mean? Be ringing the police and getting her hauled away. You don't just get her back to bed and hope everything sorts itself out. He goes to the therapist. Oh, Josephine turns up at the house. Says get out of the house. That's all those two. Vanessa and Josephine, what a waste of two. This thing's an hour, 40 minutes long. There's a waste of two characters that could have been helpful in this and uncovered some of the lore matter, but they're just like, ooh, the house is scary. If you value your life, get out. Okay, that's it. And nobody listens, and then they toddle off. Eric goes, oh, and Lilith turns up and tries to seduce Eric. And yeah, such a young girl to have fake boobs. That's sad. Sorry she had to feel the need to do it. But like a proper plastic, horrible porn star type ones, like the. But yeah, she appears in the pool and tries to get off of him, and he acts like a complete you must go. Oh, you must go. Oh, no. Oh, no, it can't. She kisses him. And then she's like, oh, no, no. Instead of just going, get the fuck. Like, this guy's such a fucking drip. And then she does walk off, and he sits there and cries on the pool, like on the side of the pool or something. It's like, what the fuck was that? If he's not going to cheat on his wife, then just like, get the hell away, you lunatic. Go shoo. Like, as much as men are stupid and we like, oh, there's a bit of it. If some random girl turns up naked in your pool, you know you're not dealing with someone, and you've never had any interaction with her whatsoever. You know you're not dealing with somebody that's the fucking full egg, and he knows nothing about her nip or anything, because that's like secret stuff going on, which is weird. But anyway, yeah, you'd be like, get the hell out, you crazy bent. Call the police if you don't, and that be it. And if she doesn't, you just go in and you close the door and you lock it and you ring the police. Job done. That whole scene was just shit. But then it was, she sent him a text message later on, supposedly on the phone, with a picture of them too. So as if somebody else is taking a picture of them and it's blackmail and fucking, it goes nowhere. It means nothing. It's just fucking random shite. And I think this guy is trying to use sex because he can't write a story, even though it's supposed to be based on a real story. So why not just do that? Let's see, the Midville Horror, the Haunting, God, fucking how, you know what I mean? There's tons of shit made on based in real life. You just follow that story bit and you just give it a wee bit of characterization. Job done. You don't have to fucking reinvent the wheel. And guess what? If the story itself isn't that interesting, maybe don't do it. Maybe look at an event that's a bit more adaptable to film. But anyway, who am I? I'm just an arsehole that sits on YouTube and talks shit about movies. Yeah. So he's filming all this extra crap in just because he can't tell a decent ghost story. So that all happens. Yeah, then he goes to the therapist. He talks about, the therapist goes, oh, yeah, I know you were devastated after the loss of your daughter, Alice. And he's like, who the fuck's Alice? 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 Who the fuck is Alice? That's exactly, busy the way he talks. And you're like, oh, right, no context, nothing about the previous, like, you fucking are nearly 2 hours of a movie here, and you can't explain what actually happened. He just storms off. Yeah, right, whatever. Then we'll have this all ooga booga, scary, worry, woo scene in the house where they're seeing stuff, and then it's the old family of the plantation. And then he finds the basement because, of course, it's in the kids' cupboard, or fucking cupboard, the secret trapdoor. Of course it is. And nobody saw it beforehand because of a convenient bit of carpet. And nobody would clear the house out first. They just leave the stuff that's there before they move their own stuff in. Fucking. That's how we rummage in the cliche box. Fucking dump. Hidden fucking trapdoor in plain sight, leading to the basement everyone's talked about. And there's no plans for the house or anything because, yeah, whatever. Anyway. Because even when they built the new house over the top, they'll have had the plans for the old one, and they've had to take that into account. Yeah, what do I know? My niece's boyfriend's a fucking architect. I'll have to ask him how that stuff works in the modern world. Because this is set in the modern world, by the way. And the house they've got is like, in like 20th century, so public records and all that kind of stuff. You kind of need them. Yeah, so ghosty woosty woo woos and all that stuff happens. And Rachel's sitting hugging this doll, and they stole this straight out of The Witch, where she's in the rocking chair, friggin', thinks she's. And Alice changes size. Like, 1 minute she's a toddler, then she's a girl, and she goes back to being a toddler again. And it's all the same freaking. They just change her freaking size while she's grazing her, and then it turns out it's a doll. Whatever. It's fucking boring. This meanders on. Then everybody disappears. Then the next thing we see is her and obviously a psych ward of some sort. and Dr. Livingston, because obviously they didn't want to pay money for a new actor, so they got the therapist, who obviously has his own practice in therapy. He's now a psychiatrist for the clinically insane, because you jump between the two jobs, because that's the way it works. Because that's not a full-time job or anything. And yeah, they would ask the therapist. They wouldn't ask the professional psychiatrist. They would ask a therapist to go and do it. And we'll talk again. Sorry, I'm just... Yeah. So basically what the story is that she's supposed to have killed them all, I think. She won't tell them where the bodies are. She's completely catatonic. But we think it's a ghost story. This was awful. This is... Do you know what's worse than just being bad? It's boring. I think that makes it worse. Like, you can have a bad movie and let's have a giggle at it, or look at the feelings. But this was just god awful. What's your favorite movie set during recent times, 2010 forward? So, no, well, do the thing with the phone here, like the battery runs down or you don't have signal, so you can take care of a phone quite easily. Yeah, it's another cliche, but still, or leave the phone or smash the phone, or they did the thing here where they're sending the ghosts are sending messages to the phone, but nobody else sees them. She tries to record stuff and all. It's all been done before. It can, same as having tape recorders, cameras, and that you can do it. Recently, has to be Renfield in terms of horror movies. Horror comedy. Absolutely had a blast for that. There's been a few. Dave Made a Maze. I enjoyed that. Final Wish. I like that one. I've done a ton of movies. I like Moloch. The Saddening. That's brilliant. That's a Korean one. What else do I have? God, I'll have to go through my catalogue to have a look. But there's, when I'm panning the movies because I don't like it, but there's loads of liked, have had great stories and have stuck it. What's that one that did without the mine? God, what'd you call that? Underground or something? That was brilliant. Remember the one I watched that was about the mining town that went down? There was these like demon type creatures. That was really fun. Oh, Antlers. Remember we reviewed Antlers? That was like really tense. The Seed. That was a recent one. That's been in the last few years. In fact, not even like 2010 onwards. I mean, like last 5 or 6 years. The Seed is sort of a horror comedy, and it does a bit of social commentary about social media and how people are, taken over by it. The weird turtle alien thing. That was a brilliant movie. I could watch that 100 times. Glorious. There's another one that's set in a friggin' toilet. As in public toilets. God, what else? I'd have to sit and call up the channel and go through them. But yeah, there's loads of That's actually a good thing to bring up. I'm not saying all modern movies are crap. There's been a lot of brilliant stuff come up recently, so it's not like I'm sitting here, the golden age of movies is never better in the 80s. There's shit I've watched from the 80s and panned because it's terrible. You know what I mean? Do it in the channel. If I like something, I like something. If I don't, I don't. What I just try and do here is explain why. There's movies, like I said, medieval horror, and even the remake was done better. This is just lazy, absolute crap. And if we're talking about independence, friggin', it came from somewhere, and that's a brilliant one. I think you'll be okay with Renfield. I think you can cope. I don't think you'll have a fit. Yeah. You may have a laugh or two as well. Oh Jesus! I found out they're rebooting. They're going to remake They Live. Like, piss off, you sad hacks who can't make, no talent. They're good over the classes and remake them. Oh, Suspiria. When was that? When did the remake of that come out? That was a lot of fun. Suspiria 2018. Yeah, so the remake of Suspiria was decent, even for a remake. It managed to make its own thing. There's a good one. Right, hang on. I'm just going to call up my channel here on the doof. Let's go through playlists. Yeah, by the way, obviously, don't feel free, folks, to visit the channel. I have done hundreds of these things now. On my own with guests, you name it. Sinister wasn't a big fan. The Sadness, brilliant. When the Horns come out. That's right. Temptation was terrible. That was glorious. That's brilliant. Trepidity. That's one of Steve Herman's jobs. Don't know if Extra. Yeah, I think he probably did make it with Extra, but that's a short. Yeah, that's a fun one. Final Wish is a real one. The Devil in Ohio. I don't think I like. No, that was a weird one. Didn't like that. Eighth Night I wasn't too fussed on. The Devil Below. That's the one. Yeah, The Devil Below. That's a really good monster movie. Blood Red Sky. Oh, that was terrible. Cuba was fucking awful. Burnt Offerings. Can't remember if I need to rewatch that one again. I can't remember if I enjoyed it or not, but obviously I did it at the time. Antlers, absolutely fantastic. Wholly recommend that one. Last Night in Soho, I enjoyed that one. That's a recent. I don't know if it's like a 100% rewatchable one all the time. The Seed, there's another brilliant one. Like that's a fun movie. The Long Night, God, that hasn't stuck with me, so I can't remember. I might have enjoyed it at the time, but it hasn't stuck with me to. No, in fact, no, I didn't review that one. Sorry, apologies. I can't get that one over here. That was Adam and Cameron one. I reviewed that. Beast with Them was terrible. The Old Ways. That when did that come out? That was set, I believe, in I don't think Mexico. I think it was. It's in Latin America anyway. The Old Way 2020. So the Old Ways that come out. That's dealing with possession and Bruja, the Brujas. Really good insight into sort of. I can't remember the full name of it. I know the Brujas, the priestess and stuff, but that sort of belief system and their form of exorcism. That was a really well done movie. A lot of tension in it. Malevolent. Don't remember that one. When the Killer Sofa came out, that was freaking daft as hell. There's X. X is a recent one. And Pearl. They were decent. They were fun movies. Good premise. Midnight Club was shit. Dark Glasses is a recent one. That's Dario Argento one. That was a fun movie. It was daft as hell. It's just cheesy giallo, not even trying to be clever, but it's a fun movie. Broil was terrible. That was god awful. Curse of Halloween Jack, that was daft. Deadstream, there was a good one. That's a recent. That's the one about the podcaster doing the haunted house, visiting the haunted location. That's a brilliant movie. That's a lot of fun. Terrifier, of course, the first one. Not so much Terrifier 2, but definitely Terrifier. There's a recent one that brilliant. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. They're a fun series. That's recent. Hellraiser 2022. That's a big meh. Like that's not even good or bad. That was just meh. That was a waste of an opportunity there to try and revitalize the franchise. Such a shame. Orphan and Orphan First Kill. They're pretty modern ones. They're good. They're actually good, solid stories. Even the sequel, which is a prequel, they're good tight stories. The first one definitely with the twists and stuff and the way that played about. Yeah, they're really good movies. That's the 80s. Pumpkins was daft. Dave Made a Maze, sort of horror comedy, done really well actually. It's a fun movie. It's one of them weird sort of movies, so that's worth a look. Wednesday wasn't fussed on that. Catalog Hall of Fame. No, I didn't like that one. That's an old one. Mandrake. That's a recent one. When did Mandrake come out? Mandrake movie. 2022. There's Mandrake, and that's actually set in Northern Ireland as well. So there's a Northern Ireland ghost story, story about witches. I was actually really tense and a bit gritty about it, so that's worth a watch. Dante's Inferno. I think that's an older one. The Hole in the Ground. It was all right. Fun. The reason I watched that is because the director is the one that did Evil Dead Rise, so I wanted to check him out, and I can't remember his name. That's middling, not set the world on fire sort of thing, but it wasn't decent enough watch. Rabid. Is that one with Laura Vanderhoot? Barely remember that. Exorcism of 60,000 Feet. That's a brilliant one. So that's a fun, just a fun daft. Like, it's a mix between Repossessed and Airplane. If that makes sense. The Leslie Nielsen ones, it's a bit like that, but a more adult humor. Call Girl Cthulhu. There was a fun one. That's a good movie. That's recent. Megan. There's another one. Fun movie. Didn't take itself to. It was self-aware. Good watch. Brought you along. You didn't feel like you're wasting your time watching it. Alive. There's another good one. I enjoyed that. That's a recent one as well. Freaking Dale. She made me watch that one. As Above, So Below, and her found footage. All right, but it's not really anything else. Wait for the instructions. That was terrible. Sorry About the Demon. That's a good one. So that's a bit of a horror comedy as well. Recent. So yeah, that's a good one to watch. Scare Package. I think I enjoyed that one, but it's the humor. It's a bit like The Hangover and stuff. Like, the humor might land once, but then you watch it again. And I tried to watch the sequel, Scare Package 2, and I just switched off. The sequel I didn't even bother reviewing. I couldn't even finish it. Just what was that? Pray for the Devil. That was terrible. These are old ones. The Conjuring, the Devil Made Me Do It. That was a recent one. That was all right. That's your typical, your Conjuring verse. They're inoffensive. They're popcorn flicks at the end of the day. Don't hate them. They're watchable. I just like the characters in this. Barbarian. There was a surprisingly good movie that came out. That was surprisingly tight and well done. And the trailer leads you down. The trailer manages to misdirect you, so that's what you think you're going to get is not what you get at all. We need to do something. Oh god, that was awful. These are oldies. Spoonful of Sugar. No, it was shit. Devil's Workshop. That was a decent one actually. By the way, these are all in the Horrific Reviews playlist, so you can go through them, get my opinion, and I put links obviously as much as possible on the channel. Willy's Wonderland. There's another great one. Nicolas Cage just being random as always. Boar. There's another one. That's a good fun set in Australia. Good fun flick. Good monster flick. Leave. There's another. I think I enjoyed that one. Yeah, I did enjoy that one. Clownado. So I'll stop there. Flipping Rib Spreader. I talked to Dick Dale about, the director. Really fun movie. So there's tons of movies here. Like, for example, I'm not even I'm not even part through this list. So I have covered, just to get to the point with my ramblings, is I have covered loads of modern movies that have come out in even the last 5 years that have been really good and have been enjoyable watches. So when I slag off a movie, it's because I don't enjoy it. So that's the point I'm kind of making. I'm not sitting here going, "Oh, the '80s were the best. We'll never get past the '80s." Yeah, '80s was a great time. There's some stinkers as well. Let's be honest. It was a golden time for movies, but it's not the be all and end all. We're getting modern movies, and I think the important thing is to watch them and make sure that you champion the ones that are good and explain why you like something. I always say this 100 times. If you like a movie, explain why you like it. What are the beats? What are the storyline? Because then, if people understand why you like a movie, then they'll know what they're looking for. So, like, for example, if I see a drone shot in the intro, that's it. I'm out of the movie because it's just an indicator that's going to be shit. Characters are a big thing for me, and the story. Everything else can kind of be, everything else can kind of be built up or worked around as long as you have those foundations. Oh, there's Oliver back on. Game's finished. Sorry, mate. I sort of lurked, but I didn't want to keep it going. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, what was I saying? I've lost my train of thought here. We're gonna have to sign off in a minute. That wasn't even my full list. I just stopped there because I'd end up going another 10 minutes. Going on about the movies of them. They're all there on the list. You can check them out. If you're on my Discord server as well, I've listed all the reviews, so it's all there. Feel free. Even if you want to watch the movie first, then go to the review afterwards, see if you agree or not. Fair enough. At least then you get an idea. If it's sometimes you don't have to agree with someone to get a good indication of movies. Like there's people I watch who I don't like their choice in movies. So if they like something, I know I'm not going to. If they don't like something, there's a good chance I will. It swings and roundabouts. I don't understand this current culture. If somebody has a different opinion or doesn't agree with something, that they're instantly the enemy. It's very, very strange. I know we argue about stuff and all, but I know we get passionate, but at the same time, completely writing people off because they don't like something that you do. I use that as a useful tool, especially with media, because if somebody likes things that I don't, then I look at their recommendation and go, okay, I'll stay clear of that because they've kind of guided me and I know what the things that they like are the things that I don't. So it doesn't mean I disrespect that person. That person has a different opinion from me, but their opinion's useful. I'm not picturing her sitting down, all on the sofa watching the same movie and all loving it. Even people I've had on the channel, we've watched the same movie and we've both liked the movie, but we've liked different aspects of the movie and we've got different takeaways from it. That's all part of like being alive and not being boring. And like if we all come out of the same box, for example, how tragic would that be? But there you go. There's enough of my ranting and raving and all that good stuff. I hated this movie. Absolutely despised it. It was boring as hell. It was a slog to get through. If you have watched it and liked it, fair play to you. You can tell me, let me know in the comments what you enjoyed about it. Fair enough. Yeah, that's it. Tomorrow night, Friday the 13th, we're doing Return of the Living Dead. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, there's bringing folks on. Oh, Twitch is coming alive. And just as I'm about to sign off, you all pop on. Fantastic. But yeah, good to have you. But like I said, if you watch this movie and you like it, let me know why. Let's have the conversation. But until then, hopefully see you some of you tomorrow night. I'll be on here doing Return of the Living Dead. So keep up to date with the channel, do the typey clicky things. Until next time, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.